Welcome back. In this session, we shall see how hypoxia influences the production of erythropoietin hormone. Right? We have long known that hypoxia is the most powerful stimulus for production of erythropoietin hormone. But until recently, it has not been elucidated. Okay, we do not know how the mechanism, how hypoxia influences the production of erythropoietin. It has not been elucidated. Scientist William G. Kaelin, right? Peter J. Radcliffe and Greg L. Semenza. Okay, these three scientists, they combinedly elucidated the mechanism how hypoxia influences the production of erythropoietin hormone. For this purpose, they were provided the Nobel Prize. They were awarded the Nobel Prize for physiology or medicine in the year 2019. Right? Before understanding the mechanism, how hypoxia brings about erythropoietin production, we have to understand the factors which take part in the process, right? Following are the factors which take part in erythropoietin production. Number one is the erythropoietin gene, which encodes for the erythropoietin hormone. Number two is hypoxia inducible factors, particularly HIF1 alpha. Number three is a small peptide ubiquitin. Number four is the protein von Hippel-Lindau, right? Protein von Hippel-Lindau. Number five is the enzyme prolyl hydroxylase. So these are all the major factors which take part in the process of production of erythropoietin hormone. Now this gene is the gene which encodes for erythropoietin hormone, right? Hypoxia inducible factor, this stimulates the erythropoietin gene to bring about the production of erythropoietin hormone, right? Now ubiquitin is a small peptide. This combines with HIF1 alpha after protein von Hippel-Lindau has physically interacted with HIF1 alpha, right? Like I said, protein von Hippel-Lindau, this is necessary for the ubiquitin to combine with HIF1 alpha. This protein von Hippel-Lindau physically interacts with HIF1 alpha. Once this has interacted with HIF1 alpha, this allows ubiquitin to combine with HIF1 alpha, right? This enzyme prolyl hydroxylase, this brings about the hydroxylation of HIF1 alpha, right? So these are all the major factors which take place in which take part in the production of erythropoietin hormone. There is the cellular machinery, proteasome. Okay, so this also acts as a site, an important site which takes part in erythropoietin production. We shall see the importance of this later, right? Now let us understand the mechanism how erythropoietin production takes place, right? So this erythropoietin hormone production takes place in an oxygen dependent manner, right? So depending upon whether there is a normal amount of oxygen available or decreased amount of oxygen available, the erythropoietin production is influenced according to that, right? So now when there is availability of normal amount of oxygen, right? Now what happens? The first step that happens is prolyl hydroxylation of hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha, right? The enzyme prolyl hydroxylase allows two hydroxyl groups to come and bind to specific sites of HIF1 alpha, right? Once this happens, this is called as prolyl hydroxylation, right? Once this happens, now this allows protein von Hippel-Lindau to physically recognize HIF1 alpha and interact with the HIF1 alpha. So this recognizes and interacts with HIF1 alpha, right? So once this has happened, now what happens? This allows protein ubiquitin to come and tag HIF1 alpha, right? This process is called as ubiquitination, right? So once ubiquitination has happened, now what happens? This ubiquitin HIF1 alpha complex, this gets degraded in cellular machine proteasome. So now there is decrease in amount of hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha. Eventually there is decreased stimulation of erythropoietin gene. So erythropoiesis is kept in check, right? So this is what happens when normal amount of oxygen is present within the body. So now what happens in hypoxia? What happens in hypoxia? Whenever there is hypoxia, what happens? This prolyl hydroxylation of hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha does not take place. So, since this doesn't take place, this protein von Hippel-Lindau, it cannot recognize and interact with HIF1 alpha, right? So now ubiquitination of HIF1 alpha also does not take place, right? So now HIF1 alpha is no longer degraded in proteasome. There is accumulation of HIF1 alpha. This leads to continuous stimulation of erythropoietin gene, right? There is increase in the production of erythropoietin, so there is increase in RBC production, increase in erythropoiesis, right? So this is what happens whenever there is hypoxia within the body, right?